My name is Shinta Dewi. My student number 18615012. I will explain article 1 about understanding the developmental trajectory of second language acquisition and for foreign foreign language teaching and learning using the model of domain learning. The model of domain learning is used as a guide in this article to better grasp the developmental nature of student second language acquisition as well as foreign language teaching and learning. This is a look at how skill, techniques, and interests grow over time in the MDL three stage of expertise, acclimatization, competency, and proficiency or expertise. And then developmental aspect of second language acquisition, language learning. According to Wong, 2017 involves learning to comprehend and generate various levels of linguistic knowledge such as expression, paraphrase, sentence, and text level information. Although a variation in transfer efficiency between languages could be attributable to typological similarities and difference, individuals may transfer between languages that are typologically similar and those that are typologically similar when they are their metalinguistic skill. The word association model proposes that in the individual's first language, definition of words are especially related to the word but not in their second language, rather meaning in L2 are deduced by translating them into their L1 and connecting them to the meaning or vice versa. Given that many aspects of developing second language acquisition are so narrow, for example, grammar or syntax, it can be suggested that the skill development model holds much to guide the examination of second language development and describe the only model of skill development in broad use. And then the model of domain learning individual difference variables knowledge, techniques, and interests are at the core of the MDL and they help to clarify how an individual progresses toward increasingly sophisticated involvement in a domain or discipline. However, no attempts have yet been made to use this model to better understand the progress of second language acquisition. Development toward competence, experience, strategies, and interests are defined in the MDL as three forces. The mind awareness and subject knowledge are two different types of knowledge. The mind knowledge refers to the breadth and scope of subject matter knowledge. For example, understanding the principle of uh, constructing and simple sentence in Spanish were to consider domain knowledge in that language. The MDL is comprised of three stages: acclimation, competence, and proficiency or expertise. In acclimation, learners are hypothesized to have low level of domain and topic knowledge, rarely predominantly on surface level processes, and rarely more helpfully of situational interest for engagement in the domain. Finally, as learners progress from competence to the final stage proficiency or expertise, they have uh, their they have increases their domain and topic knowledge, and this knowledge is relatively cohesive, they rely primarily on deep level strategies and rely predominantly on individual interests. And then the model of domain learning applied to second language acquisition. The development of L2 domain and topic knowledge progress in second language acquisition is often character, characterized for the error made by language learners. The error can be either the typical of those made by monolingual children learning language, example of our generalization of more morphemes of they can arise from negative transfer of knowledge from first to second language. For language learners, domain knowledge may include knowledge of the skill required for different text, knowledge for constructing meaning, and knowledge of language gained from metacognitive experience. Knowledge of language from metacognitive experience come from the language learner's ability to reflect on knowledge transferred from L1 to L2, error made, and success or failure of strategies used to construct meaning or accomplish a goal. The example of an increase in domain knowledge, for example, the principle of grammar as domain knowledge. Knowledge is more situationally determined and depends on the needs of the language learner and the context. Kind of the topic knowledge could include vocabulary labels and meanings for specific areas or situations. Some kinds of communicated function and culture schema. For example, one would need specialist vocabulary knowledge in order to listen to a broadcast of the baseball games, but an entirely different kind of vocabulary knowledge write a biology report. And then for future research in second language acquisition. First, one of the prediction of those in proficiency or expertise according to the MDL is that knowledge should become increasingly principles knowledge refer to a knowledge that is coherent and represent the main principle of the domain. Second, that studies have investigated strategy used under all assumption that more strategy used word led to be better language performance. Identifying what strategy operate as surface level and deep level strategy, as well as understanding the developmental nature of this shift in SLA can better help results understanding the complex relation between SLA strategy use and language acquisition. And the third, the interrelation between knowledge strategy and interest in second language acquisition can be better understood, and each stage of expertise that is that there is that test reports are dynamic and interact with each other, and phenomena that have not as yet been captured well. And then scaffolding the development of second language acquisition in practice using the model of domain learning. The first, the MDL as well as second language acquisition result would indicate that explicit strategy instruction in relevant in domains such as reading and self-regulation more broadly. And then the second, with strategic guidance sort focus on specific strategy that help L1, L2 students develop applicable domain and topic knowledge. To port in other way to improve metalinguistic skill, instruction in second language can vary vary depending on the first language. And the third, there is a need to pay more attention to the evaluation of interest, although language teaching, both formal and informal, varies greatly from country to country. Consistent and widespread language exposure is critical.